Hello and welcome to this very special edition on ET Now. When you talk about Diwali, you want to take stock of the year gone by, but more importantly, you also want to gather the wisdom on how to cope with the markets and your lives going forward. So who better than Raamdeo Agrawal joining in to throw some light on wisdom on the markets. Raamdeo, such a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Very happy Diwali to you and to all your viewers.
Thank you so much. You know, Raamdeo ji, this year our theme for Diwali is Ye Diwali Muskaan Wali. Looking back, do you have a smile on your face on how the year has been?
Yeah, since after COVID, we have forgotten COVID because there's so much of smile.
Yeah.
I mean, the markets have brought so much of happiness, at least for the market people I'm saying, those who are investing and they're daily busy here. We have forgotten COVID.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even we could weather the COVID in a much better way because it was very exciting. Markets were doing anti-COVID kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it has been a lot of smiles all over for last 3-4 years. Wonderful, what you call experience. And now the kind of boom which is on in mid and small cap, you always have some of that in your portfolio. So that has brought further smile. So I think it is, and I think India is shining. India is actually emerging. In fact, at times, I mean, you look at the sports, the way they are crushing the other teams. I mean,
fingers crossed for World Cup final.
World Cup final, and then you see even in Asian Games and all. So I think the moral across the country, businessmen, sportsmen, everything is high, and ground realities are also very good. In the sense, monsoons are okay. There is not worse famine or anything like that. Your forex balance, which is very important in this geopolitical situation, that you have adequate forex. And we have about $600 billion of forex. So RBI and all, they don't have to do knee-jerk thing. Very stable. But look at rupee at 83.25. It is absolutely rock solid. So that gives a lot of good signal to the businessman. I mean, they can plan things. So I think all house firing.
Touch wood too.
Touch wood right now. I mean, after 40 years, I'm saying you have business balance sheets getting delivered. You know, your banks are completely no credit cost post-COVID. There's no credit stress. The credit cycle is very positive. Credit offtake is very good. Business are doing very well. Corporate earnings are growing. And hopefully now, global interest rate, that is the mother of all. If by chance it peaks out, we are close to, I mean, I don't have any view on that. But if by chance it peaks out at 5.5%, last peak out in 2000 was 5.25 or so, 5.5% types. So we are already at 5.5. So maybe 50 basis point here and there. So we are right at the peak of this cycle. And if that were to go down a little bit, economies worldwide slow down because they want inflation to be much lower than current 4-5% to 2%, oil is definitely going to suffer, which is our only pain point is the oil price.
Yeah.
So if oil price...
Which is also coming down.
But it's not stable. I mean, 80 plus is not very comfortable, I would say. Anywhere between 70 to 80 is a very sweet spot. And if that were to settle down there, I think I can't complain for anything.
But do you feel scared what can spoil the party? Is there anything that can spoil the party? Because, you know, like you said, whatever had to go wrong has gone wrong this year also. Be it inflation on an agri level, food inflation that is, crude, we're in the midst of a war. We've in the last 2 years, in fact, seen 2 of them, Russia, Ukraine and the current ongoing Israel and Hamas. But still India is chugging along at a very, very nice speed. What could spoil the party?
See, there will always be a lot of problems. If you want to count the problem, there's no...
Dearth of it.
Yeah, so there will be a lot of problems.
Yeah.
See, one has to focus on, see, when you're investing in the markets, you have to be extremely focused that 70, 80%, 90% is about the earnings. Earnings. You got to get that right. Because businessman is one guy, entrepreneur or companies are one, managements. They are one magical guy who are taking all the shocks and all the thing and converting into profit. So, if COVID happens, the banks don't make less money. So I think I think India in a situation like that, we don't have any major crisis, but something or other will keep happening. You know, here and there something.
Upcoming elections are very.
So वो कुछ ना कुछ होते रहेगा वो. मतलब election आएगा, जाएगा, सब कुछ होगा. You know, and some challenges will also come short term. But corporates are doing very well. Businesses in general are doing very well. My inflation, interest rate, they are very stable. 50 basis point higher, lower, सब चलेगा. You know, so I think in that stable environment, you go and do shopping. What you like, what you understand, Because businesses may not do well for 6 months, 1 year, or you might have paid overpriced for 1 year. But if you look at 5-10 year cycle, and if you're, I can't predict where the market will go, but probably I can understand where the businesses will go. And once we understand these businesses are going to do well, this particular company is run by good management, and this company has good future on a 10-year basis, am I buying reasonably priced? Because in a growth situation like India, when markets are very smart, so if you are paying, you understand the business and you are buying at a reasonable price, then don't bother about 10-15% decline after you buy. I think the real worry in the market for the most of the people is that the moment I buy, will it fall by 20%? I'm telling you, be ready for that 20-30% decline.
You know, what you're seeing right now in the market play out is that at an index level, not much is happening. At large cap level, you know, the blue chips of the mighty blue chips, nothing really is happening. The teji, as you say it, is really in the mid and small caps. You know, that's where you can feel it in your pulse, that that's where big gains have been made. Do you stick by with that?
See,
I mean, is the alpha generation in the next 1 to 2 years with mid and small caps?
Most of the people, 98-99% people don't get the index return in the long run. Your objective should be to make sure that index return, at least they get it. So if they're getting 4-5%, 6% in fixed income, by following the index, by buying passive and not bothering about the market, they'll make 13%, 14% plus dividend of 0.5%, 1%. So, ज़्यादा दिमाग लगाने काम नहीं, it is very simple. So if you keep it simple, you'll make 12-13%. In 6 years, your money will double. If you go to the debt route, I mean, that is the alternative. If you don't come here, then you go to fixed income. Fixed income will be 6%. It will take 12 years to double your money. And by that time, inflation itself will catch up. So you don't get anything. You don't create wealth. Here, at least you create wealth. So that is for you to make them understand. Because 1 lakh persons are coming every day. It's an actual responsibility of all the social media and particularly this mass channel like yours to educate to them.
Absolutely.
That boss, you have an opportunity, but do it right.
Yeah. But for those who are invested in equities right now, is there a tactical call that you need to take? You think the mid and small cap teji has just started?
कुछ ऐसा नहीं है. Nobody knows, I'm telling you. सब misguide कर रहे हैं कि ये करो वो करो करके. भाई देखो कल क्या होगा मेरे को नहीं मालूम. लेकिन 10 साल के बाद मेरे मालूम है mid, small and large, all three will deliver the same number. आप लास्ट 15 साल का कर लो. 9%, 10%, 8%. I'll tell you exact number. 15 years return. 8% index. 9% index. 10% for mid cap and 8% again for small cap. This is a 15-year number. Go and check. But last 6 months, 1 year, it's mind-blowing. I mean, like index has done 8%, mid and small have done 20%. So that excitement brings all the crowd into following. In fact, after 20% return, you should run from there and go to the large cap. Because large cap is going to do that next 20%. Not this, see, अनुलोम विलोम होता है ना, तो पहले आप इसके ऊपर can you breathe further? You have to first release.
Breathe out, yes.
So now mid cap and small cap had their breathing up. Now they have to breathe down. Large cap had done their breathing down. They have to breathe up. अब लेकिन बोलने में बहुत इजी लगता है हमको, लेकिन करने का जो है ना शिफ्टिंग द लोकेशन देयर और सिटिंग देयर इज टफ. सो पीपल हु हैव पेशेंस दे विल रीप द बेनिफिट्स.
You know, that's a very interesting point that you made. You are feeling that froth in the mid and small caps, and I only ask because, you know, every day there is a new IPO. The market is broadening.
Yes.
You know, the small and mid cap space itself is getting so bloated.
Yes.
There are newer opportunities every day. So why would you say that this is the peak of mid and small caps?
You said. I didn't say it is peak of mid and small cap. Who said that? There will be huge opportunity. It's of 3,000 companies, 4,000. If there are 3,000 companies listed, only 250 are the large cap. I mean, 100 are large cap. Rest all तो आपका पूरा game ही mid and small का है. So the opportunity is very large.
Sure.
But when you say that the return from the category is 20-25%, then you know buying at those level you have to
Obviously,
be very you need more
cautious,
care.
Yes.
Because generally valuations are high in that segment, and generally valuations are cheaper here. A large cap opportunity is stunning, and they'll make tons of money, and maybe it is not popular what I'm saying, but
But you
See,
know, I'll
but
tell you
investing
why.
is yawning.
Sure, of course,
Investing
it's
is
the most
very boring,
thing.
very boring thing.
Oh, very boring
But,
thing. Yeah.
but investing in, your mid and small
Yeah.
is very exciting.
Thrilling,
Every day,
yeah.
10% up, 10% down.
Yeah.
So large companies will move very slowly, but steadily they'll move up.
You think that could be the case with some of the large private banks? I mean, case in point being a
सब
Kotak,
कैसे होगा?
HDFC
सब
Bank.
See, don't talk about a specific company and this thing. But if you have a portfolio of financials, insurance, asset management, broking, your banks, and then you have other non-financials. I mean, so a portfolio will do very well. I can tell you, portfolio will surprise you. If last 10-year return is say 12% or 11-12% compounded on an index basis, it will be at least 2 to 3% higher for next 10 years. That's my feel. So if it is 12, I would bet it will be 15.
Okay, that's about private banks. But as
No, I'm not private. I'm talking about
at an index.
At index level. That is basically large cap, no?
Sure. The other space, where you're seeing massive boom, and we can see that living in Mumbai, construction, infrastructure, realty. I mean, 5 minutes, what it takes you to commute anywhere now takes you almost half an hour sometimes. We can see that in front of our eyes. But these stocks have also done very well. It's a very well-discovered theme. Is it a multi-year theme, you think?
Yeah, see, typically housing boom and infra boom. Housing is by the private household and infra is by government. These two, first thing is infra typically government can outspend itself. They can create deficit and outspend.
True.
So that's a national priority. And we have infrastructure deficit.
Elections coming.
No, not election. Long term, this country is headed to build its infrastructure, because if you see the difference between us and Dubai or some other country,
China,
it is the
infrastructure.
So if the government has money, if any prosperity comes, they get tax collections, they have to spend on infra. Otherwise, they'll be booted out of the office. They'll be booted out, let me tell you. Second, at a household level, you always aspire to live in a bigger and better house. So that boom is also on. Both the booms have a huge trickle-down effect. You imagine one bridge or something gets built, or a building like this builds. I mean, how many guys they get a job? How much of the materials are being consumed? So that is what is happening now. So as the boom picks up, I mean, this is just about COVID first recovery, and now we are seeing the companies doing better than pre-COVID level. It's just about the first year. I think we have a 10-year journey or 12-year journey. I don't know where it stops, but I see a very bright future for the economy driven by infrastructure and realty. And realty is typically, they had a lost decade. They literally were the bankrupt. I mean, nobody wanted to touch them. But now they are looking to be the real driver of the economy at this point of time.
What, according to you, is the best way to capture infrastructure realty boom, sector-wise?
I think the best way is to find passive opportunities there. I mean, an index made up of those companies, and now NSE and a whole lot of index offerers, they have a lot of these things. So you don't have to break your head whether to buy LODA, whether to buy DLF, whether to buy this, that. I think they'll all put together there, and whosoever does well, you'll benefit.
You benefit. Yeah.
So I think this is a time to bet onto the sector level kind of a bets to some extent.
That reminds me, I must ask you about defense and railways, because the market is so divided about whether we've gone ahead and, have the stocks already moved ahead of what the opportunity actually in reality is. What do you feel? See, some of the businesses are very good. Some of the companies are also very uniquely positioned, monopolistic condition. They have asset light. They have unique, IPRs with them. And government cannot do without them. And in that side, there's a lot of build-up like defense and all. I think there is a long-term trend to allocate more for this thing, build up defense. And these defense companies are monopolistic. Though they are public sector, so there is a little bit of challenge in terms of, but the well-run public sector is monopolistic, high return on capital and all. And their dividend policy is better than private sector. So I think you have an opportunity there. But now they're no more like 2 years back, the kind of valuation you had. वहाँ से काफी ये होगा. So you have to be a little more careful which ones you are doing, where is the action. So you have to understand company wise. Similar view on railways?
Yes, everywhere. Wherever things have gone 2, 3x, 4x, 5x, you have to be. I mean, I'm not saying. See, public opinion also matters. That something big is going to happen here.
Yeah.
So is it something very big going to happen and we have ignored? or is it flash in the pan and it's just now it's speculative and nothing is going to happen. But I'm very bullish on the Indian economy, total tax collection by government. I mean, under the current regime, I'm saying if it continues, I'm very bullish on the tax collection, and also I'm a bullish that the incremental tax collection, very disproportionate portion is going to get into defense, infrastructure build-up, railway.
The other big theme, I think, which will play out, and please tell me your views here, is I think energy transition also.
Oh, that's going to be huge, and it's a decadal, multi-decade kind of a trend, multi-decade trend, and yes.
But opportunities are few within the listed units?
No. That's where one has to understand. I mean, in the front you might see one Suzlon or one Inox or this, that. But I think underlying, there are a whole lot of companies which are supplying beyond them. Beyond them. Because the whole architecture, transmission, I mean, it's going to be different because it's a very distributed. You know, when you set up a, say, 5,000 or 10,000 megawatt, say, thermal plant, the whole damn thing is reduced there. Coal is reduced or uranium is reduced and power flows from there. So you need one type of architecture. Here, you know, you have a 30 megawatt here, 100 megawatt, because the dilution of the thing is very high in the sense that PLFs are 25-30%. So what they say 1000 megawatt, actually it is 250-300 megawatt. So for 5000 megawatt, which is one side, here you need maybe a full city to be covered for, so it's very diluted kind of thing. So for that, the kind of architecture you do, the kind of cables are needed, the kind of transformer, there is a complete boom in transformer demand. Because from renewable energy, you have to step up for uploading into the thing, you have to step up, and after it is transmitted, you have to download and again step down. So I think step up transformers and all. So I'm not master of this, but there are a lot of components. It's a multi-decadal kind of a trend.
But tell me, aside of the market, what is it that genuinely brings that smile or muskan on your face? Outside of the passion for market?
No, I love what I do every day. In the morning, say today I played golf or whatever. And then I look at, once the golf is over, then I see, boss, what is the day scheduled?
Schedule.
So I'm meeting Ayesha today and talking to her. Then I'm meeting my daughter-in-law for what she wants to do. Then there is a wealth creation study going on, and then something else will. So I love to come to office and spend the day, have coffee here, talk to people, and by 6:37 I go. So. I love to read. I want to be continuously on top of the market, global markets, what is happening to oil, what is happening to various variables, because you have to figure out the trend ahead of time.
Yeah.
Any disturbance anywhere gives birth to a new trend, new opportunity. You can call it opportunity, a new trend.
Yes.
Say like if the housing is doing very well, if registrations are happening big time, in Mumbai registration office, if there are largest numbers, means there is something happening. Let's figure out. Go and meet.
Longest queues outside MADA office.
Yes. So, you have to figure out the trend ahead of the market, what market has discounted. Because market is discounting machine. If a trend has been discounted, there is nothing for the investor.
Yeah.
You know, in digital, we became hot when issues came. But by that time, all the private equity guys, they minted money.
They made their money.
Who lost the money? People, jokers like us. Okay, so we have to be ahead of the trend, ahead of the crowd. Stock market is all about ahead of the crowd.
Yeah.
And for that, you have to keep reading. Keep reading local papers, international papers, magazine, watching your show.
What are the first 3 things that you read to prep your day for the markets?
I read my 4 newspapers in the morning. First thing is I go... Newspapers. 4 newspapers, no disturbance. My family doesn't disturb me. Then I have my breakfast, or maybe before breakfast and after. 1 hour I devote on that, read that, then get ready, listen music, get ready.
Listen to music? What kind of music?
Because that allows me to think.
Yeah.
You know, no, I love Bollywood music, but I also like, I can read, I can listen Brazilian music, I can read trance, I can listen to anything. What is good music?
Okay.
Yeah, I can figure out this I like, I don't like. You know, and that allows me to think. You know, what I have read, I want to process, and suddenly I get my
Light
boss,
bulb moment.
light bulb, boss, this is a big one.
Yeah.
You know, you read articles, Economist or Business Week, or once I come here, then I love to read my Financial Times. That has given me a lot of international exposures. But now you have the blogs. Like while coming, I was listening to Buffett's 4 years old interview. It looks as if he's interviewing. He says, I mean, somebody asked him, sir, COVID has come, so this is going to happen. I buy stock. Sir, this macro, I mean, China, it is spreading to other parts of the world. I buy more stock. You listen to that.
As simple as that.
As simple as that.
Fear. Yeah.
Because you have to be greedy when others are fearful. So actually, others are being fearful is an opportunity for you. And others are greedy is also an opportunity to run away from the market or stay away from the market.
You sense that greed in the market right now?
Yeah, a lot of greed is there. A lot of greed is there.
So is it time to run away in the near term?
No, not run away.
Cautious.
See, cautious.
Be cautious. Yeah.
Cautious. आपको फोकट में नहीं मिलेगा यहाँ पर. जब index in a COVID time when it hit 8,500, I never have money. Right?
What are you saying?
I'm telling money means I'm rich. I'm saying that I never have cash in hand.
Yeah.
I'm 100% invested. That time I was feeling, boss, should I mean, I don't have guts to borrow and invest. But that was the time I was very good. This is the time to bet the house. Because the moment market goes by 20-30% down, that creates an unnatural bottom
opportunity
to give you 25-30% at index level.
Yeah.
Stocks to
अलग बात है.
2-3x होता है.
Yeah, yeah. What were the first buys that you made during COVID times?
COVID time.
सबसे पहले आपने क्या लिया?
वो पता है ना मेरे पास पैसे नहीं थे. मतलब like I actually didn't have much money. I was stuck in Lonavala, you know that thing.
At your farmhouse, yes.
Yeah, but we were fully invested. Whatever money I was getting by dividend, this, that, because markets were booming and we were doing very well. In fact, you see what Motilal was done in last 5-6 years is wonderfully well. Because all these guys, new customers are coming. They're coming with maybe 50,000 lakh, and when they see that they make 10-15%, 20%, they're going to come with even bigger amount of money. So I think I see the number of customers from 130 million going to maybe aspirational 500 million in next 10-12 years. And in that, everybody bringing bigger money, and the money is becoming bigger thanks to, you know, investing.
Of course.
So you imagine how big a show we are going to see in next 10 years.
Absolutely.
I mean, if it is a $9 trillion economy.
Yeah, you have to be part of it.
Yeah, and my sense is that time market cap to GDP will be way above 1 time. Right now it is 1 time. It will be, if it is 1.5 time, then you have got $12 to $15 trillion market. People will know you more than many of the Bollywood actresses. I'm telling you, that's the thing. You're the most dedicated anchor.
Thank you so much. Yeah. What brings you smile other than listening to music? Is it making money for people?
Making money for people, meeting friends, generally being good health. See, one of the most important things is you don't have any problem. But there is no headache, there is no nothing. Yeah. That is the first thing. Boss, God, thanks. You know, I'm healthy. Health. Yeah. If I eat dosa, I enjoy eating dosa. Yeah. If I have a filter coffee,
I enjoy. Are you a
foodie? I love food.
Yeah.
I love food. I mean, so I love food, sweets. So in a calibrated fashion.
Of course.
So, you know, you should be able to enjoy every moment of life. If I'm doing interview, I should enjoy this. Next I'm meeting, as I said, daughter-in-law, I'll enjoy
be
that.
In the moment.
Yeah, be in that moment and I mean, get engaged with the person with whom you're talking.
Yeah.
I mean, one is that, yaar, ye karna hai, chalo yaar. And
Mare man se mat karo. If you're there, if you're doing it, do it properly.
Yeah, so
give it 100%.
Live whatever 12, 13, 14 hours what I get. I try to get best out of it. Yeah. In the evening when I'm going back in my car, I try to see how was the day. I review for myself.
Reflect.
You know, and you feel happy if you've done something contributed to the larger cause, or you have insights about some big trends or big company or something.
That gives you a thrill.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chaliye, so much to learn from you. It always is a learning talking to you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
It is a pleasure talking to you. And,
thank you.
And let me wish again.
Yes.
Very happy Diwali, very prosperous New Year.
And healthy.
And healthy, wealthy, and wonderful time, you know.
Yes.
Wonderful time ahead. Not only for a year, for decades.
Absolutely. And I can feel the positivity in your voice. Thank you. Thank you so much.